Hello and welcome to Dawn News. I'm Nadia Naqi. It's a very interesting political, I would say, eyes focused on Punjab Assembly. All eyes are focused not only since morning, but for the past 2 days, since the time when we saw that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf won those by-elections. Out of the 20 seats, they were able to grab about 15 seats, leaving behind just 4 for PML-N and 1 independent. And now the runoff election for the slot of CM Punjab. This is what is happening in Lahore right now at the Punjab Assembly. We've seen how these parties have behaved, which in my opinion is very undemocratic, that you get all your party elects bussed in different buses. You first make them reside in hotels because you fear that, they might just go and abstain or they might vote for the other side. So we know now for the CM slot, we have Parvez Elahi, which is a joint candidate from Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf side. On the other hand, we have Hamza Sharif, who's going to be now participating in the runoff election. As of now, the number game is totally in favor of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. They combined with PML-Q, who fielded the candidate as Parvez Elahi for the slot of CM, is 187. Whereas PML-N has 174 votes. Despite the fact that PTI and PML-Q combined can make Parvez Elahi or elect him as the CM Punjab very comfortably, what we see now is that PML-N, since yesterday, they have been saying that there might be a surprise within the assembly. Now, what that surprise is going to be, everybody has been discussing that scenario. Are people going to abstain from voting? Because this CM election is an open election. According to the constitution, you have these candidates who are now going to be lining up after the bells ring in the Punjab Assembly. The speaker, which is going to be Deputy Speaker, Dost Mohammad Mazari, he's going to be presiding the session today. And we know what happened in the last session when Hamza Sharif was elected as CM. So once the bell rings, everybody is supposed to gather into the Assembly hall, and then the names are going to be announced. One is going to be Parvez Elahi, the other one is going to be Hamza Shehbaz. All those voting for Hamza Shehbaz is going to be lining up in one row. The other side is going to be for Parvez Elahi. And this is where the surprise PML-N says you may expect. Now, what can that surprise be? Knowing the politics in Pakistan, once the bell rings, are those people who might vote who might not vote for Parvez Elahi, are they going to not come in the assembly hall? Will they be loitering around in some gallery area or in the washrooms? Anything is expected in Pakistani politics. However, if you try and take a broader look, I think it is going to be fair enough now that Parvez Elahi should be elected very comfortably without any problem, because Punjab, being the largest province population-wise, needs some kind of stability. However, PML-N, party sources that I spoke with, they feel that, at the center, it's going to be PML-N along with their allies. So on one side, they are surrounded by Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which has Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's government in power. And now it's going to be Punjab if Parvez Elahi is elected as CM. And again, it's going to be a PTI candidate, or you could say a PTI government in Punjab. So at the center, Shehbaz Sharif as Prime Minister may find it difficult, or if Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's Imran Khan, who has been demanding early elections, may decide to play his politics at the center by just removing at least 2 votes from CM's cabinet, which can be Tariq Bashir Chima, of course, is part of PML-Q, and Chaudhry Salek, who is Chaudhry Shujaat's son. Will that happen? That is something that one has to say. So what is going to happen today may lead to a domino effect. That's what the political pundits say. However, one may also think, or you could say that, you need to keep in consideration the economy of Pakistan as of now. The IMF agreement still needs a confirmation. That is expected somewhere in the 2nd or the 3rd week of August, they are saying. And if this is going to happen, if the assemblies are dissolved at the center, then it may be difficult for Pakistan to get hold of this agreement. At the same time, economically, it will become very difficult to Pakistan to continue, because we know that we are standing very close to default, or at least we are moving in that direction. So having said that, the only surprise element I'd say that PML-N should also realize one thing. If you have a government at the center, you need not have a government in Punjab. It is only, I would say, ritually it is said that, whoever forms a government in Punjab would form the government in center. But constitutionally, this is no condition. You can have your provinces with difficult parties in power, and you can have a center running the affairs of the state. But this is unlikely to happen, keeping in mind the adversaries they are, all these political parties, the rifts they have. What is interesting is what happened last night when we saw the former president, Asif Ali Zardari from Pakistan People's Party, spending nearly more than 5 hours at Chaudhry Shujaat's residence, waiting for Pervez Elahi to come. But neither Pervez Elahi met Asif Ali Zardari, nor did his son Munis Elahi. And it is said whatever Pervez Elahi is actually doing, siding and taking his camp towards PTI is because of Chaudhry Munis Elahi, that is Pervez Elahi's son. However, Chaudhry Shujaat is having 2 of his people at the center. So the Chaudhrys are divided, but is this their style of politics? Is it just for the public to consume that they are divided, but actually politically they're getting benefits from everywhere? In the province it's going to be, Pervez Elahi and all the likes. And at the center you have Chaudhry Shujaat's 2 people running the affairs. They have their portfolios over there. They are federal ministers. So this is something that everybody is thinking what the Chaudhrys are going to do. Will Pervez Elahi be able to ask Chaudhry Shujaat to remove those 2 votes from the center to dissolve that assembly and go in for an early election? Are they going to make it very difficult for Shehbaz Sharif's government now to function? Or there is going to be a surprise in the Punjab assembly? Only time can tell. However, a lot of people have been saying that whatever Zardari Saab's discussion with Chaudhry Shujaat took place last night for more than 5 hours may reap some kind of benefits. What that benefits can be is something difficult to tell, but sources say that there were 2 agendas that were under discussion yesterday when Zardari Saab met with Chaudhry Shujaat Hussain. And first, the top on the agenda was that Zardari offered Chaudhry Shujaat that we could have Pervez Elahi fielded as the candidate of PDM government, which means instead of Hamza Shehbaz, it could be Pervez Elahi. But of course, that was a big no. It was apparent because neither did Chaudhry Pervez Elahi came to meet Zardari, nor did his son. On the other hand, the second on the agenda was that if Pervez Elahi is not willing to be fielded as a candidate of this government, then at least at the center, the support of PMLQ should remain for the government to continue. So it's a very interesting scenario what we're seeing right now. Never in history, at least as a student of journalism, that I have seen all this happening. However, what needs to be realized by political parties, PML-N has to realize there is a clear mandate, and for this clear mandate, it's not only Malik Ahmed Khan. After the by-elections, he came out in public on record. He said that we should accept this gracefully. We should accept our defeat. People have spoken against us through their ballot, and so it's time to accept the mistakes, whatever mistakes that PML-N has made in this by-elections. We also saw PML-N's Maryam Nawaz Sahiba, who she also resorted to Twitter to say that we accept our defeat gracefully. Then why this hue and cry? Why does PML-N want that they have to have their CM ruling in Punjab? So this is that myth that needs to be broken now. You may not have your government in Punjab to rule at the center. Both can be separate. Will this happen, or something else is going to happen? Let's keep an eye on all this. That's all for now. Bye-bye.